Hello, this is Tom and Chris. We're those film guys, and today is the epilogue to the Bat Marathon. We discuss The Dark Knight Rises and what we think will happen, what we hope for, and our general thoughts and feelings on the trilogy, and basically how we think it'll end. And how sad we'll be when it does end, because this end of an era, Chris, end of an era.
Yeah, and what will happen after this film ends? I mean, I guess it'll be rebooted again, but will it attain the same rank of films that this trilogy has? It leaves it all up in the air.
Yeah, I don't want a reboot. Leave it alone, Warner Brothers. But obviously it's one of the biggest sort of trilogies around, so of course they're gonna milk money out of it some more.
I would be interested in seeing a reboot to see someone else's reimagining of it, but I mean, when you've gone from these, it could so easily go back into Joel Schumacher territory again.
Oh yeah, especially if this one. If this film is deemed a little too dark, like Batman Returns was, maybe they might decide to go back to sort of more light-hearted. Yeah. But I think now, because this is the norm, the very dark Batman films, that I don't think that's going to be an issue for them. So how do you think Batman is going to sort of, what do you think his character's going to be like? I mean, if this is set 8 years after.
Well, I'm not sure. I think it's going to start off in peacetime that's been shown in the trailers. So Batman may have gone out of commission after the ending of Dark Knight, and people don't really need Batman anymore. So I think he will be just like enjoying life, as Bruce Wayne. And then it will only be from when Bane arrives that he will have to try and get back into the swing of things, so it will have to be him trying to go back to how he used to be as Batman and trying to get to the same level of physical fitness as well as mental to get back into the costume and go out and fight this new villain who's come to cause chaos.
Yeah. Then you've got a theme that you can pick up on is the sort of Batman is gone. He has to pick up where he left off, and he has to get back into the swing of things. He has to rise up, and if Bane as a villain tests him mentally and physically, then he'll have to, or Alfred will have to echo the lines from Batman Begins that his father said, "Why do we fall?" and so on. And I think that's a resounding element that you can pick up on in the trailers.
In fact, that is one of the track titles on the soundtrack.
Is it?
So yeah, I think it's like track 11. It's towards the end of the film, so I'm hoping that mantra will continue into this film, because it will be a nice kind of bookend to the series to have it, reflected from the first film, Batman Begins.
Yeah, and I think you got Bane as a villain. I think this seems like a very different take on Bane, and it's more grounded in reality. I know that some people might like their Bane all gigantic and sort of 8 foot tall and all that other nonsense, but it's a very grounded film, and it knows what it wants. I should think it knows what it wants its villains to be. I mean, you have to have Bane physically better than Batman, but I mean, having him like a gigantic sort of machine, sort of almost like a hulking great. Basically, I don't think he should be the Hulk. And I think I would love to see Bane have more of a character there, like have more, like basically have stuff to do and a character, and see his motives. I want to know what his motives are, actually, because he wants to destroy Gotham, but is that linked into League of Shadows stuff, or is that?
That's what I think as well. I mean, Lord knows that Bane needs a reimagining of character after his appearance in Batman and Robin. But when I first heard that Tom Hardy was cast and the direction they were taking, and obviously the first few photos were released of Bane, I was unsure because to me, this character of Bane is probably the only villain, or the villain that Nolan's had the most artistic licensing over. I mean,
Yeah.
he's completely, well, to our knowledge at the minute, changed his entire backstory. I mean, his appearance is different. His his origins different. Even his nationality is different. But as you said, it fits into the more realistic take on the film,
Yeah.
and I think to have at this stage, I mean, the second film, Batman's mental state was pushed with, and he was questioning what it was to be Batman and if he's the same as the villains he fights with the character of Joker.
Yeah.
In this, it's much more of a physical test against Bane, and I think that was probably the necessary role to go. I think that Bane will probably have some kind of tie-in to League of Shadows. That would have been a good bookend to the series with Batman Begins, with League of Shadows involvement in that.
Yeah, I think that maybe Bane is sort of because I mean Joker was very much wanted to see how far he could push Batman, and that was him. He wanted to see how far Batman would go. In this, it seems very much that Bane wants to see how far the city will go, how far he can push people in the city to annihilation, and sort of that seems what he wants. He doesn't want to see Batman sort of get pushed mentally and physically. It seems to me like he wants the city, the people of Gotham, to be pushed mentally and mentally. Like he wants to break the people instead of break Batman.
Yeah, and I mean that's evident in the trailers with there's that football game where he blows up the stadium.
Oh yeah.
He's got. It seems like he releases loads of prisoner inmates and he has an army in this film. I mean, this hasn't been seen in a Batman film before. He has an army and an army of willing followers. I mean, his phrase "the fire rises" is chanted amongst all his followers. That they look up to Bane as this Gotham's reckoning, as it is, and the Joker's henchmen were scared of him and only followed him out of fear. In this, they respect Bane. He has this leadership
that's
quality.
very much what it seems, and yeah, Bane. That's what seems to be Bane's sort of plan, as far as we know. But then we've also got the inclusion of Selena Kyle, Catwoman, and I'm not really sure why or what they're going to do with her. So I don't really know what to talk about with her, because I'm still undecided as to what really she's there for.
I think she's going to start off being a follower of Bane. That's what it seems to me. But when she sees everything that Bane's doing, like blowing up the city, it seems like she's in over her head. So she leaves Bane, and obviously no one leaves Bane and gets away with it. And then it seems to me that she'll join Batman and help him in the fight. That's what I get from the trailers anyway.
It could be, and I mean, we've also got that John Blake, Joseph Gordon-Levitt,